see, you have always made some kind of a remarkable decisions that can actually influence the society also. Whether it is, choosing uh, against all odds. And then, how you should be, just one man's girl. I mean, how determined you should be. Atharane, I know that, your marriage was also typically the kind of a marriage where you have brought in a lot of policies, I would say, which would be great if everybody follows. So, can you just take us through that, all those small little things that you actually decided upon for your marriage, which should actually be implemented by many today, I feel so. Back then, I think it was not much talked about. I mean, when two families are coming together, the kind of expenditure or the kind of, planning for your marriage with how many numbers. I know every small little detail that you have spoken to me about, but I think, if everybody else also gets to know about it, if they implement it, good for the society as well. I mean, that's how I look at it.
Thank you, Rajani ma'am. Actually, it makes me very emotional that you still remember them, because they were very much different from the normal norms that were being followed for a marriage. And I was very lucky. He was very open to discussion, and I think that is something that has always kept us together, because we've always discussed. He might have a few thoughts that he strongly believes in, which I've never thought about or I don't believe in, but we've always discussed and made a unanimous decision always. So for me, marriage was always, I consider it as something when two people who are equal come together. And I wanted that to reflect in how a wedding happens as well. That was very, very important. It was non-negotiable for me. And I had this discussion with him, and he also very happily agreed. And he also gave a lot of ideas on how we can make it possible. So for me, it was another taboo I wanted to break was when there's a love marriage, people think, oh, love marriage, they don't they don't care for customs.
Traditions.
They don't care for traditions and customs, which is wrong. So I wanted to follow customs and traditions that our Hinduism has brought in the institution of marriage that is relevant to the current times. I wanted to do it. We had decided we will talk to the Shastri Glu, the Pandit. So he explains what those vows are, what is marriage about, what does our Vedas talk about marriage and togetherness. So we wanted those to be called out very clearly. So there were a few things that we decided. We wanted to get married in a temple. We decided we'll have a very small wedding, and anything and everything that we spend in a wedding will be divided equally between me and him. It will not be between his parents or my parents. We were adults already, so
This is something I have, really, I absolutely bow down to both of you. I mean, back then, I don't think, kids could make such a big decision. And it's such a relief for even the parents that, two responsible people are coming together. They know what they're doing. Allah?
Yes. I think I had seen a lot of competition in the families on how the wedding is being arranged. Suppose a cousin gets married in a specific resort, the next cousin who's getting married had to be in a bigger resort.
In a bigger palace.
Palace, yeah, very true. And this created a lot of pressure on parents.
Correct.
And I knew, being from a middle class family, that my parents had saved amount for their retirement. They should not be spending that on one day. In fact, even if they want to spend it for our future, it's still okay. That's their decision, but not on just 1 or 2 days. To please thousands of people who are also worried, who are also...
I read a quote just very recently. They say that, people save money, splurge money on just 1 or 2 days over 500 people to make them happy who actually didn't want to see you happy. I mean, after reading that, I said, yeah, half the people who come there are also, just one outing.
And you can also see that pressure in the people attending. Arey, इतना बड़ा किया है, हमें इससे बड़ा करना पड़ेगा. They maybe become unhappy in weddings because that pressure is building on them
It's
that
not just
they
for
have
the
to.
children, Preeti.
Yeah.
I feel, when somebody is getting married in that kind of a lavish expenditure, people who attend also will have to match up to their level.
Very
so
true.
it is a pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot
I
of
wish,
pressure.
I mean, in future generations, if everybody could really sit through and then think through.
Yeah.
And, come to consensus on about, what is this marriage all about? Like you were explaining, it's a very sacred thing, that's happening between the two people who have fought all odds to be together. So let's make that, so much more meaningful than, splurge.
Yeah.
And then not even be involved in the whole proceedings.
Yeah.
Correct.
Allah.
Both the parties, in fact, I feel the parties on the stage and the parties in front of the stage, both don't realize, and they are under this kind of impression about, and they're silent about that huge amount of hush-hushness which is hidden underneath that entire shosha, of the marriage and everything. As you said, the guests who are coming, they are also feeling that they need to match up to the expectations. The members who are attending, they feel that they need to, uplift their kind of marriages. So, huge amount of hushedness which was there, which somehow probably the society will automatically end up negating it, but it will last at a time. It will not just get easily moved out of the society.
So it was not easy because though my parents were quite, modern, they also were under a pressure that we've attended so many weddings. How can we not invite all the guests to your wedding? So we decided we'll have a very simple wedding in a temple. Invite just the
limited guests, close
first immediate circle. His parents, my parents, people who've been with us those 10 months, who really stayed with us those
Loved
10
ones,
months,
friends.
right? And we'll do a reception where we invite everybody. And that reception was also, we planned it a
Hosted by
little.
you.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
hosted by
hosted by
us.
us.
We did it differently. And in the wedding, we made this decision that we will not exchange anything. No clothes exchange, no gifts, no gold,
Correct.
no pressure on both families. Both will come and enjoy the wedding. I think the only jewelry I bought in our wedding was the Mangal Sutra, and we paid 50-50 for it. And we shared the expense. There was no change of saris, 5 changes of saris. I just bought one sari for my wedding, and I'm very happy for it even till today that I did not spend so much on shopping. So we bought one sari, one dress for the panche, of course, for him. We did not exchange gold. We did not do kanyadana. We did something called Pani Grahana that my mum inquired about. It was Pani Grahana is where both the families happily help
Bless
the bride and groom to start a life together. And of course, both the families will also be with us. I don't know, maybe it's a very debatable topic of Kanyadana. I know there is a lot of meaning behind it, but for me, I felt I'm not going to be any less daughter to my parents after marriage. Neither will he be any less son to his parents after marriage. In fact, we'll have two sets of parents after marriage, both of us, in fact. So we did not do Kanyadana. We didn't do Kashi Yatre. The whole idea of my parents going and begging him to get married to my daughter didn't make sense to me. Maybe it was a fun element in the back then,
Correct.
but in the current times it did not make sense. I did not see how it was relevant to us. So we cut down the Kashi Yatre, but we had so many other fun elements
Yes, that's
in the
what
wedding.
I'm telling you. Yet it was fun.
It was,
It was memorable, and it was peaceful.
Peaceful.
It had its sanctity. The marriage and two people coming together, that whole aura of the Rakshate coming on top of you, that aura of your family surrounding you, of a couple starting their journey. So that feeling was still there.
Yeah.
So,
And we didn't have my mom worrying, next ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಇದು ತಗೊಂಬನ್ನಿ. No, they were all very relaxed. We knew the Shastri is doing everything. We had a 1.5 hour planned, Ishastra Meli Ishastra, and he will explain everything to us in Kannada and English. So both of us understand why we are doing something in a wedding. Even the 7 vows he explained to us in Kannada and English, so we knew what we were getting into. So there were a lot of fun elements that he brought in, ring, Pani mein dal ke dhundna. So we had all of those. But it was not. It was not. It was decided by both of us.
I really wish, a lot of people watch this episode and then, can take away these important things that are so much more meaningful.
Correct.
We always think, Rajni ma'am, that girl baby is not a burden. We always want people to say, oh, we had a girl baby, I'm happy about it. But a parent will be happy about it only when the girl baby does not come with this expense of a huge wedding 20 years later. The whole idea of girl baby being a burden is because the groom side don't spend for the wedding in Indian weddings. It's the bride side. So right from the day a girl baby is born, the parents start saving for her wedding, save for her masters, save for her future, get her better education, put her in a better school. Please don't pay for your daughter's wedding. This is what I tell everyone I meet
Correct.
in our generation. Don't pay for her wedding. You are actually, we feel, we are
responsibility,
wired in a way
yeah,
that is a responsibility. It is not responsibility of
And,
a parent.
we are setting such wrong example for even to girl to expect also.
Yes.
Correct.
I mean, if you are continuing to talk about it like, we are from the girl side, we need to do this much, we
Yeah,
need to do that
yeah.
much. I think, indirectly we are putting all those ideas into the girl's brain also.
Yes.
That, she will invariably ask her own parents, I need this, I need
Yes.
this, I want to look like this, I want to look a certain way, I want to walk the aisle the certain way. I mean, everything comes with, again,
No, she can do
that
all of
vitamin
that.
M.
Let her earn
Let
it.
her earn
Let her
it,
earn it.
yes.
Let
Yes.
her earn it. Let her save that money. Let them both, the bride and the groom, save it together and have a lavish wedding. I'm not against lavish
No,
wedding.
no,
I'm
that's
against
exactly what I'm
parents
saying.
paying for a
Huh.
lavish wedding. It's not fair on them.
Yeah.
They've spent their entire life taking care of our education. I think it's the time when you get married that they should be taking international trips, having experiencing their life, spending on themselves, and not think about us. I think that is how every girl or a bride or a groom getting married should think. They should start thinking for their
Absolutely.
parents and not the other way around.
Correct.
So that was something that was very non-negotiable for us, and we decided we should implement it. There were a lot of objections because it was a new concept back then. I think after we got married, a year after that, a lot of celebrities did plan simple weddings, and then it became
Trend.
a trend too. Actually, just like how lavish wedding was a trend, even a simple wedding became a trend. But I was very happy that celebrities also started thinking this way because they have a huge impact on the
Correct.
society than
Correct.
normal people like us.
Correct.
So, and our reception too. So there's something called AVA, Wives Welfare Association. So there is a school in under AVA, the organization called the Asha School, where kids of martyrs, differently abled children study. So there is this greeting cards, the cards that are made by Asha school students, differently abled children. All the artwork that they do are converted into cards. So we use that as our wedding invitation to everyone. It was a very small gesture, not much, but I wanted my civilian world to know there is a card like this that exists. And there
Yeah.
is an organization like this that works for people who are differently abled. So we use that, and it was a very personalized card because every card on the other side had the kid's name, age,
Photo, small
photo, and a small
plus
photo of who's done that
who's
artwork.
done that art form.
So it was a very beautiful thing. Instead of spending millions on just cards are so expensive today.
Correct.
Even the invitation cards are
Correct,
expensive. So we use this, and this was our and when we started distributing these cards to our friends, everybody asked what is AVA. At least people from my circle, because they were not aware of Wives Welfare Association. So that also brought in some awareness about for my side of the family too. So
Correct.
very small such things that maybe we could have let gone. It would have made it easier for us to get married, but I think was very
somebody
important.
has to set the trend also. Allah. I think that way you've been such impactful couple. Let's say, small things, antane. Like you said, these are the small ways by which, others can also get influenced and then follow the path in whatever way. I mean, if maybe they are close to the pets, so probably, next time, they could choose something like this for the cards. I mean,
yeah, very true.
Allah.
Yeah.
Great. It was great talking to both of you. But all the pains and
Of
all
course.
the
He is.
rugged roads that you have
Yeah.
both traveled to be
Correct.
together, and I think to see you both so happy, smiling, and make me smile also throughout, which is in fact making my cheek pain a testimony to all that all that happened
Yeah.
was worth it.
Surely.
It's worth it.
Entirely.
Yes, it's entirely.
All's well and that ends well, and good to see you both, and so happy that I could hear this story of yours.
Thank you for having us. Thank you so much.
And just to give my civilian family and friends glimpse of my life, that is when I started the blog, A Fauji's Magpie,
Yes.
where I write about my
You
experiences.
write extremely well, Preeti. Extremely well. One can definitely visualize as to what you're trying to explain or what you have in your mind or what you want to express. I mean, just going through those words and lines, I can at least, visualize whatever you're trying to say. It's so beautifully penned.
Thank you so much. So that is my endeavor to help people understand, because it's a completely different way of living, and it's very difficult for us civilians to, now I'm a Fauji, for us to understand, comprehend what they do on a daily basis. So I thought that that gap has to be bridged, and that's how I started the blog. So I write about my experiences as a wife. I write about my beliefs as how women should bring about changes in the society. That's something I write about. I've also started writing about my learnings in the behavioral neuroscience space as well.
I think I also want to suggest to you to write about one particular topic about there's a very thin line between hypocrisy and diplomacy. I mean, it's so often mistaken, and each one can cross that line and then, be manipulative. So someday, when you get that kind of time, you please do a research on it, and then, how people can be really manipulative and hypocritical, yet call it diplomacy.
Okay, thank you. This is an interesting thing for me to write about, and I also want to start. I'm pursuing a course on music therapy, how different Indian rags can affect our behavior, can affect our moods, affect our brain in total. So maybe I want to start about another category on the musician in me, on how music has helped me, how music can help people in various walks of life. It has been a huge boon in my life for sure. Definitely. So I want to write about that as well. And we have another category where, in my Fauji's words, he's an amazing poet. He writes very good poems. So we have started slowly publishing poems that he writes about various topics as well.
Beauty. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having us. Thank you.
Thanks for coming all the way from there. I'm absolutely grateful to you for this.
Thank you. Thank you for hearing us. Thank you for it made us feel our story is worth sharing as well. So that's something very nice. A very nice feeling. Thank you so much.
So to end it, I think we should make you both sing. Yes, something that you both like.
No, we'll sing together.
ये रातें ये मौसम नदी का किनारा ये चंचल हवा ये रातें ये मौसम नदी का किनारा ये चंचल हवा
कहाँ दो दिलों ने कि मिलकर कभी हम न होंगे जुदा ये रातें ये मौसम नदी का किनारा ये चंचल हवा